quickly can we move on? You know, we're in a unique position, which we've earned, that we play here next week. So, you know, you don't often lose a final and get another crack at it, but we do. So we now prep for next week.
What do you have to address? What are the main takeaways from the areas that you're going to have to address from that?
Well, three quarters won't get it done in finals footy. I think we knew that coming in. It's the ability to do it. We were beaten tonight by a side that played better than we did. No doubt about that. So, you know, that's our biggest lesson out of tonight.
Just that third quarter, I mean, it stated the obvious that they got on a roll there from the centre. What was happening in the box from your point of view that enabled them to get that edge?
The reality, probably a bit of yelling, and yeah, they had momentum out of there, and we, you know, it was one of those sort of patches where we got it wrong at centre bounce and then weren't able to hold up behind the ball. We've been so good behind the ball all year, you know, and we've probably put our group at times under too much pressure, and unfortunately the dam wall broke for that period of time, 4-5 goals, and that's the game. You know, we then sort of struggled to find our way back in, and Collingwood set up the field accordingly, and they can, you know, they play the game on their terms. So a really, really disappointing patch, but one again that, you know, we'll move on from as quick as we can and look to play 4 quarters next week.
Well, some of that coming just from clearance, which I think we spoke the other day about clearance numbers have been against you in recent weeks, but you're finding ways to win, and that was the source of a lot of this.
It was in that period of time. It was, yeah. I think we won stoppage between the arcs by 9 for the night. So I know what the narrative might become. Oh, the midfield, and we're still, you know, working in there. We're a great young group. It's fought really well this year. But for the 5 goals in that period, it obviously was enough, you know, to cost us the game tonight. We played some pretty good footy in around certain parts of the game, but that's just, it won't hold up in finals.
A lack of composure played a role there as well,
Yeah.
Dixie. Do you put that down to a lack of finals experience with the side?
Well, we'll all have finals experience next weekend. So, yeah, how quickly can we get onto that one?
At the upper end of the ground, I guess Collingwood were really into played especially Darcy Moore. Was that the way you were getting the ball forward, or was that just their structure?
Well, yeah, I think that comes back to probably your question more so is we lacked a little bit of composure today. Well, not a little bit. We lacked composure with the ball in hand today. You know, there were times where we hacked it forward and maybe we didn't need to. We had an opportunity to use the ball and challenge our opponents. They're very good at shaping the ground, Collingwood. So holding their position, and, you know, it looks like they're playing extras behind the ball, but they're just holding their shape. And we really just hacked the ball into that on a number of occasions. We were also beaten in the contest too many times. So when we did have an even number ahead of the ball, they outmarked us, to their credit. You know, their win half was better than ours tonight.
The challenge now, how do you actually get the blokes to move on? Do you have a review tomorrow, do it quickly, or do you go through the normal process?
Well, we've already reviewed it. Yeah, we've sat in there together. I think we're reasonably clear on where we need to be better. It's easier said than done, but I'm confident the guys stand up after that really brief, short meeting. They're recovering now, straight into how do we get ourselves physically and mentally ready for next week. We've been able to sort of regroup reasonably quickly all year, get straight back to process. What does the week look like? And as I mentioned before, that we've all got finals experience under our belt, be it a small amount. It's going to help us.
It's a massive crowd in tonight. A lot of good win for Collingwood players. One in particular, one player seemed to be good just as a result of the start that we had the last time. But any thoughts on that and the behaviour of some of the teams?
No, it's not one for me to comment on.
I was just going to ask about some of the positives out of it. Obviously, Pedler performed well after a limited prep.
You did, yeah.
Is it hard to see positives for you at the moment?
No, there's a lot of stuff that. I mean, we're doing some stuff right. The game's, I think, as we've spoken about, there's a patch in the game where we didn't, where it's really clear and obvious. You know, when you're against a good side, and Collingwood are a great side. So, but we had a lot of our own opportunities during the game, and I thought you're right. I thought Pedler, it was a great performance. You know, he's the first one back for a while. It's probably what we hoped with Peds, was he was going to be that sort of big game player and enjoy a stage like tonight, and I thought he played some great footy. As I said before, there were times where, as a team, we did some really nice stuff, had our chances, but it was just not our best night tonight.
Sorry, Nixie, just back to the crowd. You've spoken this week about, in terms of the playing group, not buying into sledging. Is it disappointing, though, to see the crowd buy into that hostility, especially hostility of that nature as well?
Again, it's not for me to comment on, but I'm also sitting in a box that I'm not seeing or hearing any of that. I'm seeing a stadium that's rocking, which it should do for a final, but I'm not going to comment around that. Sorry.
Laird and Keys going into the middle. Obviously, had a heap of issues
No.
with Laird. Was that just trying to get something going in there?
Yeah, look, what we didn't want to do was just open the floodgates and let it continue. We'll always try and inject something a little different. And so Laird, you know, we know the experience he has. Let's get an experienced head around there and have a crack. We had Brody coming on as a sub, so it sort of worked in reasonably well. Keezy had a look just to see if he could give us a spark in there. We were looking for something there to change momentum. In the end, we were able to do that, but not enough to the point. The damage was done. And as I mentioned before, when your opposition take that advantage, it's hard. You can try and throw everything at them. You know, that last quarter, we really tried to take the game on, but to their credit, they were very strong. They were defensively stable. Again, continued to mark the ball on us, and so we'll make sure we get some of that detail right going into next week. But the main thing for us is let's embrace the fact that we've got another crack at it.
Captain was probably pretty quiet by his standards, and you've become used to sort of high standards from him. I guess, what did you do to try and free him up a bit, and how confident are you that he can sort of bounce back for next week?
I'm super confident he will. He's a competitor. That's why he's our captain. So he'll be right. He'll want the shortest week possible. See if they can play us on Wednesday next week.
Is he okay? Because he looked like he had a little bit of an ankle, limping a little bit with an ankle at one point.
I think he may have taken a little knock, but he's pulled up okay to this point. Again, you know, I think we got through unscathed, but he took a small knock, came off for a short period, but he was okay to go back on.
The doors now open for Isaac. How was he around the group tonight? What was that like to have him back in the mix?
Isaac was here tonight, yeah, but that's not even a conversation for us at the moment. That's, you know, right now that's a long way off. We've got work to do well and truly before that.
What do you have to see from Josh Rosselli on the track before he becomes a
He's moving really well, Josh. Yeah, he hasn't put a foot wrong, so he'll be pushing. He's a competitor as well, so he'll be keen to get himself back in. But we've got to make the right decision there, not rush that, because he's going to be a really important player for us moving forward. So we won't push it if he's not ready.
It's going to be a temptation, given, I guess, the forward 50 stoppage game and goals from that went as long as non-existent, and you've been one of the best teams in it this year.
Oh, there's always things you look back on and say, what if? No, we'll make decisions there, professional decisions around what's best for the player and best for the team. But as I said, he's trained really well and given himself the best chance. We'll just weigh that up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.